Hello and welcome. You're watching this special broadcast on One India. Elections with One India is the branding, and needless to say, we are in the city of cricket bats, tradition, Vikas bhi, Virasat bhi, city of Meerut, which boasts of very diverse culture. Needless to say, when we talk about the city, there are temples that are age old. There are Ghantaghar, the clock tower, which is something a sight to behold, dates back to 1913, 1914. So you would know what kind of setup Meerut has. And lo and behold, we are sitting here in the heart of the city, surrounded by books all around and dignitaries from diverse backgrounds here. We have guests here today from the field of education, from defense, and also the healthcare sector, which is very important. To begin with, let me introduce you to Rachna Sharma, Principal, Meerut Public School for Girls, West End Road. Very noted institution when it comes to girls' education. Ms. Sharma, thank you so much for speaking to One India. Elections are here, and when we talk about elections, be it assembly elections or central elections, education institutions like yours do look up to the government. What are your expectations and what are the changes do you foresee in the days and years to come?
See, education has the power to change the world, right? And change is the only thing which is constant. So, as a school leader, I feel what I'm expecting in the years to come. I want free education. I want equal opportunities to be provided to all sectors, irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion. So people should be provided opportunities on how they perform, on the skills they own. If you talk about the changes which have happened in the years gone by, yes, Meerut was known for its education, and it was considered to be an education hub. And there are a lot of schools cropping up. We are a school which is 30 years old, and we are known for training girls.
Right.
So from the coming years, I am looking forward to a government which can provide a safe environment for girls. And in the years gone by, Meerut has seen a recent change. There were times when, even as a woman, as a grown-up adult, I would think twice about going out in the evening.
Right.
But we've seen a significant change as far as women empowerment, women safety is concerned. And I look forward to people choosing the right government so that we continue with the, and I'm a believer that we cannot be correct all the time, and everybody every time cannot do things correctly. So I believe that accepting someone or a group of people who are doing things correctly, they may be doing some things which I cannot satisfy, everybody in the society. Even God has not created a hand which has all the 5 fingers equal. So I have to accept people with all their differences, but accept the correct people.
Right.
So with elections come around the corner, I just want that all young voters who are going to vote this time, they should judiciously think, and they should go out and vote. They should go out. And, I think as a school leader, children have the power to, motivate their parents, motivate people all around. So, yes, I think that it is important for school leaders. They play a significant role, touching lives, telling people to, choose the right government, whatever they choose.
And that thing only comes with education.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sharma. Stay with us, Ms. Sharma. We have seen this. We are sitting in one of the prominent cities of Uttar Pradesh, and as Rachna Sharma ji mentioned that not long ago, the situation was not very congenial when it comes to girls' education and their safety. And lo and behold, once again, the city has given up as far as the past is concerned, and a bright future that becomes under, I would say, many Rachna Sharmas are there who are shaping the future of the girl students, also girl child also. From education, obviously, the next step happens to be career. Jobs is something that this particular government has been put under scanner. And as far as the job creation is concerned, this is one of the key issues, not just in Uttar Pradesh, not just in Meerut, but across the country. And how do we overcome that? How do we see it? Where do we stand? To discuss that further, I have Dr. Antul Umang, sociologist and career awareness coordinator. Thank you so much, Dr. Umang, for speaking to us. In your opinion, this particular election is, I would say, is being fought on a plank of job creation. You being a career counselor, spreading career awareness, where do you see the youth going and what is the demand?
Thank you, Pankaj, for this beautiful question. But firstly, I must thank you for giving us this platform where we actually voice our thoughts and can let people know what, we educated class also, acknowledge the government's doing, which they are doing on daily basis. To just start with on a little, on a small note, I must say that when we think of India becoming a Viksit Bharat 25 years from now, it is a vision for a country, but also this vision can be achieved when we are thinking on a micro level. So today, sitting in the city of Meerut, we are doing that micro level work. We are doing that micro level thinking. How can we make governance more, reachable to the people? How can we make it more relatable to the society and the resident of the city? So when it comes to the youth, how can we empower with them? How can we bring more jobs to our country and to our society at a local level also? Most important thing, which slowly is definitely trends are coming and changing, is to bring in more vocational education, right? That academic excellence is a thing of the past. We have to convince the parents as well as the students that it is that number thing is gone now. You get actually make a difference in the society by your skills and skills only. That can be communicative skill, that can be hard training, that can be anything. But when till the time you're not developing those skills, you'll not be able to make difference. So today we blame the government for many things, but slowly and steadily with the new NEP, things are changing. There's a flexibility of, choosing of the subjects. Students are trying to pick up major and minors also in their, in their college level. So that definitely it is becoming more dynamic. So skill set learning is the thing which they have to learn. Beyond their academic excellence and beyond their classrooms. Also, I believe, this is again, I have a minute to compliment the government on many achievements which they have done for our area. Firstly is, I must congratulate Modi ji and his fleet of ministers bringing RRTS to, rapid rail to Meerut. When I drive through those, pillared pura unka jo structure hai, I feel there's a feeling of pride which I feel, oh, this has come to our city. Delhi Meerut Express Highway is another side which you love going through. You just love driving to Meerut, to Delhi. So these are the things which they're doing, and change is coming. Change is coming at a slow level, but it will definitely be there. Government is giving lot of benefits for the girl child. Government schemes are coming. It is, reaching out to normal people and becoming conscious for their girls, for their boys as well. So education, as ma'am said, it should be on affordable basis.
Is it visible in Meerut?
Absolutely. I have my maids who are not sending their girls to school, their boys to school. They are, and moreover, one more thing, I believe that teachers should be paid well. That is one thing when you want to improve the education sector. Students, when you ask them, what do you want to be? Ma'am, kuch bhi ban jayenge, I don't want to be a teacher. So that mindset has to go. When students take pride of being a teacher, there when you're making the difference in society. So it's my humble request to government to bring down the disparity in the wages and the packages which they give to, even the private schools also. So this is the most widely accepted job. So with that mindset, I think we can easily make a difference in society.
Definitely. Dr. Mang, thank you so much. When it comes to pay parity and when it comes to equitable compensation for all vocations, then definitely teachers is one lot, I would say, which needs a closer look. When we talk about compensation, when we talk about the role the government is playing, the city of Meerut, basically, if you would look geographically, sits on the cusp of the entry point for the state called Uttarakhand. Haridwar, the highway that leads us to Haridwar, is just adjacent where we are sitting as of now. And Uttarakhand, why I mentioned that name, because it is one of the states that sends maximum number of, at least a sizable number of defense personnel. In this gathering this evening, we have Group Captain retired Shivendra with us. Sitting here. Thank you so much, Group Captain, for speaking to us. A lot of things that this government has done as far as the national security is concerned, the role of the armed forces is concerned. One of them happens to be the Agniveer Yojana, the Agniveer scheme, and much as many would say that it is something that gives them a clear entry into the defense forces. There has been a lot of criticism also. How do you see it? And Meerut, as we all know, is a cantonment area. And if you happen to come to this city, trust me, you would be surprised to see the number of armed personnel, defense personnel, crisscrossing the streets, and also the number of aviators that even the locals here flaunt on a daily basis. So,
I think it's the biggest cant also.
The biggest cant as well. Group Captain Shivendra, please, your thoughts on that.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks. I'm really proud of being from Meerut because War of Independence 1857 started from this place, and this being the biggest cantonment area. Yes, when we talk about defense in particular and about Agniveer, let us think why we started NCC. NCC basically wanted to train our youth whenever required, so we know how to handle the weapons. We had our Sainik schools, we had our NDA, and same way government probably thought that why not train more people. Like in Israel, everyone has to do defense services for 2 years, but in India, probably because of our population, it is not possible to train each and everybody. The government thought line probably to train more and more people. And frankly speaking, I was also one of the civilians from Meerut, from Meerut College, where you have to open your 2 buttons to survive in that time. That was the time. But when I joined armed forces, I became disciplined man. I knew how to behave in public. Okay, so it changed my life. So probably when we trained Agniveers, probably we are making more disciplined society to make, and who can contribute not only during wartime but during peacetime also. And the government has thought of giving them job. People are only concerned about their pension because we will not get pension. On petty things they are concerned. They think that regimentation will be over. No. Regimentation is not going to be over because people fight for their regiments. It is not going to be over because few people who are good, they will continue to remain in that particular regiment, and few people who are not good enough, they will go to other services. Government is providing them job. So generally people resist change. What I believe in management principle, they say ki, okay, but later on, once we prove our work, that time people accept that change. They said it has been done good, and we are going for theatre command. People are again resisting for theatre command also, because people have not seen what USA has a theatre command, how it is working out. And in my opinion, it is good. And for the development of my city, I will trust that the defense industry should be brought here, because where at least whatever innovations or whatever experiments are being done, that can be done with the army available here. So it will save time, and certainly once industry comes, then only that particular city can develop. And for development, that industry is very much required. This is my opinion.
Group Captain, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Again, Meerut, it takes one to know one. If you are here in the city, you would know the feeling, the sentiments, the emotions, and every day you mingle with the armed forces, just like a commoner, gives you a totally different aspect to it. And what Group Captain Shivendra also spoke about is the discipline factor. From one key aspect of education to job creation to several job avenues, healthcare is another key factor which is governing these elections. If we talk about the ruling dispensation, then Ayushman Bharat Yojana and several other schemes which have added more value, more teeth to the rights of the poorest of the poor is what this particular government has been, telling the electorate that they should be reposing their faith in them once again because they have ensured healthcare for the poorest of the poor. To discuss the matters further, we have Dr. Shaleen Sharma, urologist and transplant surgeon. And I would like to know from you, Dr. Sharma, when it comes to healthcare, जो सबसे पहली बात जो हमारे जहन में आती है वो ये कि बहुत महंगा हेल्थ केयर हो गया है. इफ़ यू हैव टू एक्सेस एनी प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल और फॉर दैट मैटर गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल विच हैज़ अ लॉट ऑफ फुटफॉल owing to the big population, how do you see that the government, any government, the subsequent governments, can strike a balance between quality and quantity?
Thank you for having us here. A lot of good things have happened as far as the healthcare sector is concerned in the past decade. Like we have had, I think we have now 18 aims which have come up. A lot of, I think there are about 740 medical colleges in India now. And the number was, I think, around 380 about a decade back. The number of doctors per thousand population were 0.6, I think, about a decade back. It's now 0.9. We are approaching the WHO number of 1 doctor per thousand population. So a lot of good changes have occurred in the healthcare industry. A lot of population, I think almost 10 to 15% is now being covered under Ayushman Yojana. Yes. So now coming to your question, which was to how to give quality care to the common man, yes, and he is not burdened also with the big bills. We quite often we see in the newspaper that the bills were they were not maybe justified also. Now look, we have to understand here that the quality healthcare is going to cost. And you need to have quality hospitals where all these facilities will be provided and they will come at a cost. So it is the responsibility of the government to provide the quality healthcare to the masses at a cost which is affordable to them. For this, they have to, improve and empower the government setups. It's very unfortunate that maybe a 500 bedded hospital, which is situated in a 5,000 square feet of land, will be doing 500 surgeries in a month, and a medical college which has 50,000 square feet of land and 200 doctors are doing 300 surgeries a month. Why is it so? You have to increase the productivity of these government colleges, whether it's a medical college or whether it's a district college. Now, every PHC, which is for about a population of say 20,000 to 30,000, it should have an MBBS doctor. But why only a MBBS doctor? Why not a specialist should be there? Why a government is not ensuring that the specialists are available at the PHC level and to the rural population? Now, we talk about WHO standards that we have 1 doctor per 1,000 population. But my question is, do you think that a village of 5,000 people will have 5 doctors? No, it does not even have a single MBBS doctor. So you have to ensure that the doctors, they reach the rural areas. Right. And how the government ensures it? I mean, they post the doctors, but they don't report to that place. You have to somehow ensure that the doctors who are posted there, they go there and they are working there. Doctors usually or the staff usually goes there for an hour and a half. Right. And they just don't want to do anything. They have the supply of the medicines which are to be distributed freely, but they don't do that. Why? Because if they do that, they say that a lot of patients will come and then we'll have to spend 4-6 hours here. We just want to come here, mark our attendance and go back. So you have to ensure. Secondly, the healthcare cannot be, burdened on the private sector. Ayushman Yojana is a very nice Yojana by the government. But how do you expect the private hospitals to serve all the poor people? Now, who's paying for it?
It was done in Rajasthan, I think, that they
Yeah.
a law where they...
And secondly, many of the Ayushman packages are so low that the private hospitals, they cannot provide quality care to the patients. So government has to, it's very nice that they're proclaiming Ayushman 5 lakh tak ka bima, itne crore logon ko fayda, but you have to see that the doctors and the private hospitals are able to provide quality healthcare to the common people in this. Then just increasing the numbers is not enough. You have 18 AIIMS All India institutes and 11 of them have a shortage of 30% of the staff. And all the government colleges which have cropped up in many small places, they have a shortage of 50 to 60% of the staff. Just increasing the number is not going to help. Although it looks very impressive on your portfolio, on the manifesto, but you have to ensure that the quality healthcare reaches to the poorest people, because I think, like the ma'am said, most important thing to change the country is education, and second is health. So, thank you.
डॉक्टर शर्मा, ऑल आई कैन से कि आपने बहुत ही शालीन तरीके से सरकार के लिए बहुत सारे पॉइंटर्स बताए हैं, द नंबर ऑफ डॉक्टर्स, देयर रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, एंड वी विल कम बैक फॉर अनदर राउंड ऑफ क्विक क्वेश्चन आयर एज फार एज the roles of the individuals is concerned, because it's very easy when we talk about governance, and with a country of 140 crore people, I think it becomes all the more difficult to employ such policies on a mass scale. Mr. Pawan Chavda is there with us. He is from the education sector once again. Today we are actually surrounded by books and educationists, and it's a pleasure to be surrounded with them. Mr. Chavda, obviously education once again when it comes to smaller towns and cities. I come from a small town in Jharkhand, happens to be a decent place, a steel city, yet the higher education setup is missing there completely. 2000 was the time when Jharkhand became a separate state. 20 years down the line, still students are coming to Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, going down as far as to Chennai. How do you see this particular government working in the education sector, and if possible in the higher education sector?
See, as Mrs. Sharma already has spoken quite a bit of that, I would like, since I'm into primary education, yes, in fact, today is Earth 22nd of April. It's the Earth Day today. I would like to congratulate everybody with that. I think it's been 54 years now since we're celebrating Earth Day. And in the morning, I was talking to the children. I was telling them that each of us are responsible for what is happening around us. You know, we just can't go to, as you said, Jharkhand or Delhi. We can look at, you know, what is happening around us. So I was telling the children today how you can contribute by not throwing around garbage, by not lighting, tell your parents if they see somebody lighting a fire, ask them to stop it. You know, small things have to be done on our level. This is very important. We have to teach our children. Since I'm into primary education, that is what I do. I tell my children how they can contribute to the society. Now, since the elections are near, in fact, there's just a couple of days we have for that. When I drive around the city, I see orange color everywhere nowadays. You know, things have drastically changed. I would like to cite a very small example. This happened in the school last year. As we all share our notebooks if we are absent. One of the students asked the other one, please share me your notebook. And he said, and that boy who asked for it was a Muslim. And this standard 4 child asked him, say Jai Shri Ram. You know, where are we going? I don't know. Things have drastically changed. You know, Agniveer is a very big thing. Healthcare will come for our children probably 20 years down the line. But what are we teaching them today?
You believe that this sentiment has now entered the psyche?
Absolutely. And it is, you know, things are not right.
We heard Prime Minister Modi saying somewhat on the similar lines yesterday, when he said that Congress is going to distribute the wealth among the Muslims.
Yes. And he is talking about the Mangal Sutra also.
Mangal Sutra. Do you believe that the students should be kept aside and the curriculum should be kept aside?
Absolutely.
Because ma'am talked about, Dr. Umang talked about NEP, the National Education Policy, and that also many critics have said that it is going to change the syllabus, the names are being removed, the subjects, the chapters are being removed. So do you believe that these students...
Why do you want to bring politics for small children in your books and all that stuff? That should be...
Dr. Utpal, how do you respond to it?
See, with due regards, you know, when my son was in class 6th or 7th, right? He was in St. Mary's here. It's a private school. And at that time, all this politics was not there. So I happened to visit the school and I visited the principal. I requested that my son's history book is having a chapter on the Islamic, you know.
And the Mughals, I guess.
Islamic.
Islamic
Yeah, no, it's where the title was Islamic, then Jainism was there, and Buddhism was there. But where do you include the title of Hinduism? Why, if you have to be all inclusive, why you leave out one?
Okay.
So it is that hardlining thing which has been going on for quite some time. So where is my son able to understand where were Cholas, where the South Indian, all the Hindu lineage of, you know, kings were there? They've never got to know it. Or it used to happen 4 or 5 pages at the end of the history book, and was course completely, they used to leave that section.
Acha, okay.
Right. So it has happened. This has happened. Definitely, the religious thing should not be coming into education for thing, but they have been there. Let's just acknowledge that. There's a time now we are vocal about it. पहले कोई सुनता नहीं था. Now people have started responding to it.
Okay.
But one thing I've changed and I've seen lately that now people, even the younger generation, take pride in national festivals. On 15th August, 26th January, they flaunt that national flag. And it's like I get goosebumps when I see the 2 or 3 boys going on a bike and carrying that national flag. So the feeling of nationalism has also come up during the last 10 years.
I hope they are wearing helmets though.
They do, right? But
Yeah.
that
Yes.
flaunting of national flag and celebrating it as a national parv, right? Bharat Parv, that is something which is we should take pride in now. Things are changing.
Definitely. See, I mean, there is a visible, a palpable change as far as the societal behavior is concerned. Dr. Antul, Umang, Mr. Chabra are right in their way when they say that things are changing here. One, sentiment with Mr. Chabra shared and the another here. The question here is that whether these changes are going to reap dividends in 20 to 30 years or in 10 to 15 years when these students become professional, they join different institutions, what kind of setup that would be? Rachna Sharma ji, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँगा here that you are managing a girls' school and many of us have always seen that girls with their role in the society have always shown the right path, the correct path. They are the makers, जननी हैं वो. उन पर उनकी साइकी पर अभी जो माहौल है जिसके बारे में हमने अभी चर्चा की, do you see some impact on them as well? Do they feel safe? क्या उन्हें क्या लगता है कि ये सही है, गलत है, or they are completely unaware of it, which I believe is good for them?
See, I'll be very honest. I'm in an all-girls school, and it's a shared population.
Yes.
We have Hindus and Muslims studying together. We have other, Sikhs and other, but majority because we are located in the heart of the city, and I never see that difference. It is, I believe, that the way we treat them. If I treat somebody as a Muslim and a Hindu, it will make a difference. But as school heads, we don't treat them as a religion. We treat them as children. And I feel the girls are becoming more aware. And I am a strong believer that you teach one girl, you are actually building up one family, you are building up a nation.
Right.
And in my school, I've often seen that people from very, low economic backgrounds, they are so eager to teach their girls. Because they have realized that this is what is really going to change the coming years.
Right.
And for them, it is an all-girls school is a boon in disguise, because there are people who belong to the community who still have that gender biases in their mind. So
Why have a religion bias?
why have a religion bias? So I really don't believe in religion biases, but like she said, that if we have a chapter on Sikhism and Jainism, then why not on Hinduism?
Right.
So I don't treat it as Hindu, Sikh and Muslims. I treat it that history should be taught at a true level. Whatever has happened, I cannot remove a Mughal period from history. So how should I remove a Chola period from history? So my question is that if I cannot remove Aurangzeb and Akbar, so how can I remove the Chola period from history?
Well, only I guess the history books would get thicker, but
That's
up to the
fine.
government.
If I can teach 20 pages on the Mughal history, on Sikhism, then why miss out on those 20 more? We can cut
Absolutely.
down on all the periods,
Absolutely,
but
agreed.
at least expose the children to all kind of history which has happened.
Right. No,
History
I
actually
understand.
tells us, it is a learning experience for our children. It tells us to learn from our past.
Right, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. Thank you so much, Rachna ji, for sharing your thoughts. What obviously has been seen generally, and correct me if I am wrong here, that a particular section of the history books has, as of now, has been done away with, and that was the key aspect which raised some eyebrows, though. But we all must also admit to the fact that every subsequent government, right from the independence time till until now, have tweaked, have worked, reworked the curriculum because that prepares the generations. Group Captain Shivendra, it's a very sensitive topic that we are discussing, but armed forces have always demonstrated parity. How do you see the religion factor? Because it has become one of the most dominating factors in these elections vis-a-vis the armed forces.
I think you are correct in saying that we do not follow religion in armed forces. There is no doubt, but regiments fight on religions. When Mughal Muslim battalions from J&K, they go, they give Nara Allah Akbar. Okay, they fight. They have priests in their regiments. They have Maulvis in their particular regiments. That is fine. But when we are together, we are basically, we have no religion. I will give you one or two examples. I am from Indian Air Force. We have the best training institute, that is TACD, Tactical Air Combat Development Establishment. I am from that. So whenever course starts, so we have that puja. In that puja, always there is a Maulvi, there is a Padri, there is a all faith, they do prayers. And when we go, in fact, as per our law, we are not supposed to discuss any religion and politics. So if we are found discussing, then they can charge for that particular thing. Even when I went for Kargil, because Indian Air Force, we do not have regimentation. We have all faith people working together. We had Muslims also. So people certainly take some confidence or faith when they go. Basically, they know they may die. There is no doubt about that. So they pray that God is with us. So we create in some jungle, some small temple or sort of thing. So we ensure that all faith God are there. So in fact, I was very young at that time, just 5 years of service, 6 years of service. So we, in one tent, we had put all gurus, our Bhagwans, and one Allah. So one Mamdan corporal, he came to me, he said, sir, generally we do not pray in that particular place. Okay, we will respect that. Because in army also we have Sarv Dharma Sambhav place, where we have Muslim also in one building praying. There is a small place, there is a Gurdwara sort of thing that is also praying one place. But they have separate enclosures in that particular building. So I ensured that his faith is also given proper respect, and we created another tent for him. So that type of faith we have, and certainly in army, whenever there is a Momdan regiment, it is not commanded by one Momdan officer. It is commanded by one Sikh or one, and he will pray with them. He knows how to do the namaz and how to do everything. And when Muslim in Suratgarh, when I was in one temple, because it's a parade, temple parade. Okay. Absolutely. So when AOC or station commander is reaching there, you have to reach there. So I saw one of the wing commander Khan sitting there in that temple. So I was surprised. I said, Khan, you are, no, sir, it's a parade. I have to be here. So that type of things are there, camaraderie is there. So yes, we are away from all these religions, and I think our country can also follow on that same steps. So country will rise.
Right. Thank you so much, Group Captain, for sharing your thoughts. We are heading into the other side of this show here, where we very quickly take responses from all our guests here. As far as many would say that it's very easy to talk about the society, how things would change, from the comfort of an armchair. But हम क्या कर सकते हैं? What is our responsibility to the society? Let's hear it from Mr. Chabra first, and then we go in this order. Sir, बहुत जल्दी आपसे जानना चाहूँगा, what is your message to the people of Meerut, to the people of the country in general, with regards to the election, and क्या सरकार को हमेशा ताना ही देना सही रहता है या कुछ हम भी करें ऐसा जिससे हमें लगे कि हाँ भाई हमने भी सोसाइटी को कंट्रीब्यूट किया?
We are sitting here probably because of the government only. True. And what I would like to say to the people is you have to choose wisely. And this goes for all walks of life. Whatever you do in life, you have to choose wisely. And a couple of days, we are having our elections. We have to vote. We have to choose very wisely. We have to understand what is going on around us. We all are, sensible. And I don't think people need to know what is happening around us. And they have to choose absolutely very sensibly. So, or what I would like to say is just choose wisely. That is what is most important.
Absolutely. Prophetic words, I would say. Dr. Shalin, what do you say?
I think that we should not, as intellectuals or educated class, we should not try to promote any divisional thoughts. Our thoughts should be very unbiased, and we should not voice also such things on any platforms or post on any social media. As the little educated ones, we should promote a kind of feeling which influences the people or conveys a message that you should vote on issue-based things, on maybe development or health or cleanliness or education in this. We should not, be liking posts which support one kind of ideology or another or one kind of religion or another. What I've seen is that if I don't go to the social media, or maybe I'm sorry to say, if I don't watch too many of discussions on the TV, I don't see any difference between one religion or community or the other in my hospital, in my patients, or in the society in general. People live very harmoniously. Maybe there are 10 to 20% of the people who have some difference of opinion and fights and whatever, but it's absolutely possible for all of us to live in this country together, all the religions. This is what has been our, the history also, that we have lived here together in a cultural diversity. So on this eve of election, I'll just put forward that we should vote on issues which are practical, which influence our day-to-day life and which influence the country's development, rather than, the controversial issues.
Dr. Anand.
Hi. This is my last opportunity to speak, at least in this session. But I must speak 2 points. As a resident of the city, and as a counsellor also, I believe that a healthy mind resides in a healthy body, right? In Meerut, we severely lack good parks, good stadiums, cycle tracks and running or jogging tracks. We are missing that, at a crucial level. We really need some of that thing come into our city.
Okay.
If I have to plan to go for cycling, we either have to get up 5:30 in the morning or it's like a flooded road everywhere. So, when we are planning for a city, any city, they should have planned. जब मेरठ की population 20 lakh थी और आज 35 lakh को cross कर गई है, same roads, same infrastructure, nothing added on for the younger generation. Today you expect them to go out and learn something, leave their phones. What space are you giving it to them?
Well, it's a vicious cycle, as one would put it.
So, if you can rise vertically and horizontally, provide more space to the younger generation to, be physically fit, I think that's going to make a hell lot of a difference.
Right.
Secondly, as a conscious voter, we must make sure that us as a voter and at least 5 to 10 neighbors around you should go and vote. कि घंटी बजाओ और वोट के लिए जाओ. That will be my responsibility to make sure that we elect a government and we encourage people to go and vote. We elect a government which has a vision of a Viksit Bharat. Okay. That may be anybody at in the center. वो गवर्नमेंट जो ये सपोर्ट करे कि हमारा ये विजन होगा कि हम भारत को एक विकसित देश की तरफ कैसे ले जाएंगे. ठीक है? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Sharma, obviously a lot of things expected from us, from the government as well, and Dr. Antul mentioned more parks. Trust me, we come from Delhi and NCR region. It is all the more crowded. You have a very beautiful city, let me tell you, although I have spent just 3 to 4 hours here, but it is a beautiful city. But yes, we wish there is more space and more development work is there. If you go back tomorrow to school and you have to give a message to your class 12 girl students that once you go out in the open, they would be 17 and 18, you will be voting. What message would it be to the students?
Well, I'll keep it very simple. I always tell my children, every drop in the ocean counts. Right? So since many of them will be turning 18 by the time it's time to vote, or they must be having parents. So exercise your right to vote, and only then I have the right to say that the government did this for me and they did not do this for me. You know, it is no use crying over spilt milk that I decide not to vote, and then when I have a A or a B or a C government, and then I say, ye sarkar bekar thi. So, and I think in India we really need to change our thoughts that हमारे वोट से क्या फर्क पड़ेगा. But I always say every drop in the ocean counts. So, like she said that I would at least choose 10 people and tell them, give them a call, कि भी vote करके आओ. And I would tell my girls also. Yes. I had recently had a election training in my school, and I was the first one to get a selfie clicked, and I'll be posting it every day in this week. So just sending a message subtly because everybody checks their status. So I will tell the girls that this time you put this as a status. So to the school children, I will definitely say, because if I train school children, they will be the future citizens.
Right.
So every drop counts, so please go out and vote. And my message to everybody who's watching here is, I don't say vote for A or B or C, but at least vote. वो कल्चर तो लाए ना कि हम सबको वोट का राइट पता हो, and we exercise the right to vote.
Chaliye, it's a very decent and very lovely message. Thank you so much. Rachna Sharma, principal of Meerut Public School for Girls, West End Road. Very important. She told me that to mention West End Road. Well, we have come to the last leg here. Group Captain Shivendra, retired from the services, is here with us. One final question to you, sir. And I was thinking whether I should raise this to you or not. 2014 में जब चुनाव हुए, उस समय फरवरी के महीने में 14 तारीख को एक अनहोनी घटना होती है. पुलवामा में हमारे जवानों को शहीद किया जाता है, उन पर हमला किया जाता है. ऑपोजिशन का मानना है कि this government used that carnage to their advantage and came into power riding high on national security and patriotic sentiments. In the defense forces, do you believe that the issue of Chinese aggression, which is once again cropping up, correct or wrong, yet to be verified, I independently can't verify it, but Ladakh is again back in action. In this scenario, what happens within the armed forces ranks, be it Air Force, be it Navy, be it armed forces? Do you believe that these posturings or the media reports impact your decision making, or is it only the government directive that rules?
I think there is no impact of all this what is talked about in social medias. But giving you example, time has changed when orders were supposed to be taken from government for firing on Pakistan posts. Chinese were always staring at us, you will not develop any infrastructure. You see Northeast, what is happening? Because they thought earlier government that if we build roads, that probably Chinese will use it for their advantage to come to that. Because Chinese had in 1962, they had gone back because they could not build their supply chains because our roads are so bad. So taking that advantage, they thought that probably if we do not have roads, then probably they will. But now we have, because our army is also, when I went to Northeast, trust me, in 3 hours, we broke down 2 vehicles. That distance was hardly 6 kilometers. That was 3 hours were taken to reach that particular border post. I went to that border post. We met Chinese also. So that type of thing. But now there is a total change. So I think I should say that now we are more prepared and more powerful, and it is known also. There is no doubt about that. And it all depends upon the leadership. If leadership is strong, everybody is strong.
On that note, I would say thank you so much, Group Captain Shivendra, for sharing your thoughts. If the leadership is strong, then definitely there is no one who would rather question you. That's the message, the bottom line. This is Meerut. This is a special broadcast also on One India. Keep watching this space for more of our reports on this beautiful city. Very much planned, I would say, yet as many of our guests also mentioned, that needs some sort of upgrade also, facelift also. That is a requirement everywhere, I would say. But nonetheless, elections are due here in just 2 to 3 days' time. One India would be bringing you the pulse of the elections in its show, Elections with One India.